Welcome to the Lunchtime Knitter, where we discuss knitting, crochet, and all things fiber related. My name is Joanne, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you will be notified when our weekly videos are released. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to either fix where you are knitting along and you find a knot in the yarn, or if you need to attach another ball. There's a lot of different ways to do this, so these are just a couple ways that I will show you how to do. So I was knitting along and I came across this. I tried to knit it in, but it's really going to stick out, and I don't want that on the front of my work. This is the front side of the scarf, so I'm going to unknit back to here and leave myself enough so that I'll have a little tail. I'll do that off camera, and when I come back, I'll show you how to correct this. See you in a minute. So to unknit, you're basically going to just do the opposite of what you were knitting. So here's the bump on the back of the stitch. I'm just going to put my needle in that. This is the one that was on the needle, and I'm going to slide that off. And then this was a purl, so my yarn is in the front. Here's my bump here. I'm going to stick my needle right through the stitch underneath the needle and pull that out. This one's a knit. I'm going to unknit there. This one's a purl. So I'm basically working on the stitches below my needle, my right hand needle, and then I am sliding those stitches off. And you would need to do this for various reasons: mistakes, a problem with the yarn. And there we go. So I've unknit all of my stitches. I'm back on a row that would have been a knit row. And so this row would be a knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one across for this particular pattern. And that is how you unknit. Or you can also, some people just rip. They take the needles out and just rip back the rows and then put their needle back on. If you're not that far into your mistake or the problem with your yarn, then you can just do some simple unknitting, leave everything on the needle in pattern. And that's how to correct a mistake of that nature. Okay, so this is what happened. I have a little knot here. I didn't like how it looked when I knitted it in. Sometimes this happens in the factory, and sometimes it will disappear into your knitting depending on what you're making. I didn't like how it looked. So what I'm gonna do is I've knit back or unknit far enough so that I'll have a tail to weave in. So I'm just simply going to cut this off. And then I'm going to treat it like I was going to attach another ball of yarn. I prefer to do it on the edge so that I can hide it in my stitches here. I can weave my tails in, versus in the middle of a pattern. I don't want it to show up in the middle of my scarf. There's a lot of ways to do this. I simply am going to start just like I was knitting. And again, leave yourself enough of a tail that you can weave in the end. And I'm simply going to put it over just like I was knitting, and I'm going to knit that one stitch. And then you can take your two tails and pull it a little bit tight until I'm into my knitting and it's fully secure. I tie a little knot, and that's it. And then you'll continue knitting your pattern, and we can tighten up that row at the end. So this is a knit one, purl one row. And here's our side where we did our little stitch in our knot. And then we're just going to weave that in. And when we weave it in, it's going to look just like the other stitches. You can actually undo this knot once you're fully secure and everything is knit in. And you can, so once it's all knitted in, you can undo this knot and weave your stitches. That way it will never come out. Okay, keep knitting the pattern, and I will see you at the other end for the finishing of the scarf. See you soon.